Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy AAron2420, bringing you guys to yet another Wi-Fi battle that I make just over 10 minutes long to steal as much ad revenue from your pockets as possible while not being completely open about it. This week, of course, on the 10-minute long Wi-Fi battle, I have with you Quinn. Quinn, the man who can only beat me with Megalop. This trash battler who I read so fucking hard this time. That's right. You guys get to see a work of art when I fight Quinn. Can't battle McCarthy and his non-team because it's not a league match. Of course, he had to steal my God Squad. I'll link both the Smogon post that I base his team off of, because I changed a decent amount of the team. And you'll see in the post, I'll post both my version of the team and the original post that I base the team off of. But of course, you know, Quinn just had to steal my team and bring half my damn mons, being Lele, Ferrothorn, and Landorus-T. So, you know, Quinn's trash. But even then, he still brings a non-sand T-Tar, well, a T-Tar outside of a sand team, a Gengar, and a Mega Zam. So, you know, of course, I'm gonna get right into this match. Yet another trainer, though, who's stylish. I gotta give Quinn that. He may suck at battling, but he knows how to style. So, of course, since I know how to battle, actually, like, you know, a good battler, I lead off with Ferrothorn and try and get up my hazards. He leads off his Landorus-T, which makes me think that he might be a defensive Landorus-T. And I figured that's a pretty safe option for me if he is. And he actually goes for U-turn here. So I think he might have just been a Scarf Landorus-T trying to lead and scout any Scarfers that I could have led with. For example, Lele. So him U-turning out, he turns out into Mega Alakazam. Of course, at this time, I did not know it was Mega. And I get up my rocks, so I figured that if he is Mega Zam, I didn't know if he was just Sash Magikarp with Mega T-Tar, because Mega T-Tar was really cool. And now Quinn said he was bringing some fire. So I figured I'm either going to break a Sash Gengar, which is what I thought he was most likely. And his, well, not Sash, I was going to, well, I guess in my hindsight, I did think it could have been a Sash Gengar and then Mega Zam, or he was going to be Specs Gengar and Sash Zam, which in that case I couldn't have broken. But I found out he's Mega Zam, so in my head I'm thinking, okay, these rocks were very nice. So I stay in though, no matter what, because I figured he was probably going to Focus Blast, and my Chopper Bear would eat it up. He's actually HP Fire. But this is good for me, because now in my head I'm thinking, okay, so he doesn't have any fighting coverage. So let me bring in my Heat Gang, aka my Heatran, and find that out by getting up a sub. Because if he does not have Focus Blast, which he proves here that he clearly does not, because he would have went for it 100%, then I could just get up a substitute, and all is well. You know, I can Toxic whatever comes in, unless if it's Ferrothorn, which would not switch in on my Heatran. So he does bring in the Tyranitar, and I figured, you know, maybe he's Dragon Dance. So I'm going to get up a Toxic just in case, well, he is in here, because there's no real downside, because he cannot damage me through my sub. And if he goes for, like, Earthquake, for example, I can scout that, and I can make plays based off of what he goes for. So, you know, I go for the Toxic. I'm not speeding, so I know at the very least he's not a Scarf Tyranitar, because I'm a max speed Heatran, and I am max speed just, you know, outspeed. Actually, I might not even be max speed, I forget. I'm pretty sure my set was max speed. But as seen here, he does go for the Crunch, which tells me in my mind that he's probably Banded Tyranitar. Because I felt like there's no way in my head would I have went for Crunch of all things, unless if I predicted Lando to come in and I didn't want to get locked into Earthquake and Force out. So I test that theory and I actually switch into Xiaomi 15 hour Lando, because I figured I can get Intimidate off. Even if he's banded, I at least live it. And his flying type is Landorus-T, which I can actually kill with the Z-Fly now that rocks are up. So he does go for the Crunch here. And as I predict, he's doing a shit ton of damage even after the -1. So I assume he's probably banded. So I predict him going to Landorus-T because his only mon's taking an Earthquake. And while I was actually about to click Earthquake, I was like, wait, he's going to Landorus-T. It's very obvious. And while he is already chipped, even at -1 attack, I can still kill him with a Z-Fly. So that is what I do, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I totally predict Quinn here. Trash Quinn McCarthy. Horrible battler. And he lets me get off the Z-Fly versus his Landorus-T. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, I got this Z-Fly off on his Landorus-T. I can just Earthquake the rest of his team, because he really does not have anything that wants to take his Earthquake at this point. So, I'm already feeling very content with this, you know, turn, like, 5, and I'm having much better reads than, let's say, against Xiaomi, for example. So he brings in his Ferrothorn. It's still neutral to Earthquake anyway, and I figured that I can always just switch out because I don't really see much he's going to bring in. And I can just go into Heat Gang, because I figured that he's not going to try and, like, make a read on me, for example. So I get up my, well, he gets up his Stealth Rocks as I have my Heatran in. And I decide that I'm just going to get up a sub because he has no purpose in staying in. So I figured, you know, he can switch in wherever he wants. which in this case is Tyranitar, and I think that he assumes that I don't have anything besides Toxic to hit him, because he brought back in Tyranitar, and he knows I have Sub-Toxic, and my guess is he assumes I probably have Dual Stab, or even if I don't have Stab, actually Flash Cannon would be doing more to this thing, but my guess is he assumes that I don't have any way to hit this, because I did switch out. So I decided to test my theory here, and I get up the Sub, and I figured I could just go for an Earth Power, because even if I don't happen to kill, because I wasn't sure how bulky this was, I could still most likely kill him off of Toxic damage. And I actually kill him off, so I keep my Sub intact, and you know, Heatran gets another kill. So shout out to the Heat Gang, best gang, Heat House 2018. So I kill off his Tyranitar, another massive threat to my team gone. So, you know, Heatran just sitting real pretty out here, as he brings in his Gengar. Now, Gengar in my mind really isn't a threat, because again, I could just click Earth Power. There's no downside to it. There's literally nothing he can do if I click it. So he goes for a Shadow Ball. I mean, that's fine. I'm taking the hit anyway because my Sub, even if he has Specs. And I'm just going to click Earth Power. And I actually don't kill, which really surprised me. But even after the Sand, he happens to just live, which really pisses me off, to be honest. I was like, fuck, you know, couldn't I just done that last bit of damage? And then I realized I couldn't 6-0 anyway, so I was like, it doesn't really matter. But I was really concerned because I wanted to try and 6-0 until I realized, again, it didn't matter. But I go for another Sub here because I know that he's going to die to the Sand. And I know there's no real worry for me if I go for a Sub. So he ends up killing off his Gengar, which I figured, again, another great move for me that he's killing off his Gengar. It really helps my position a lot more in this match. Because, you know, Heatgang's gotten 3 kills. No matter what, his Lele cannot break my Sub right away. Well, it could, let me first say, it could break my Sub right away. But it's not going to hit me directly through. So I'm free to get off a Magma Storm here against his Tapu Lele. And he actually goes for a Psy Shock. So, you know, decent play on his part. It's going to break my Sub no matter what. And I don't really have much that's going to take the hit, at least from switching in. And my Heatran is low enough to the point where that will kill. So I go for the Magma Storm here. I figured I can get off at least a decent amount of damage. And it did a lot more than I thought it would have, to be honest. In my head, I didn't think it was going to do that much. But I figured I can get some chip damage off on this turn at the very least, so that would have definitely done a lot more than Earth Power would have between the initial hit and also then the chip damage from right here, as you can see. So his Lele is pretty low, so at this point I figured, you know, I might as well just sack, because if he's choiced, I can figure that out because he won't go for Focus Blast. But I figured out he is in fact not choiced, so I don't know what item he is. He might be Z Crystal, and I just never caught that. Or maybe he's Expert Belt, but he's definitely not choiced, and he's definitely not Leftovers, because those items would have popped by now. Luckily, though, he actually also brought a Lele, so I did not have to bring in my Lele first to get off my Unburden boost. So I just click on Acrobatics here. I figured that I might be able to actually sweep here until I realized that I have actually no real reliable way of breaking this Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn will still live if he is Chople Berry even at +2, because I am running Drain Punch, not High Jump Kick. So it's a little unfortunate on my end. Had I run High Jump Kick, I could have been fine. But he actually goes for the Gyro Ball here. I went for the Swords Dance because, as I said, I thought that I couldn't have really killed. And just in case he went for Protect again, I decided I'm not going to... Well, no, I did have High Jump Kick. Fuck, I should have clicked it. But in my head, as I said, I was thinking, you know, if you click Protect. But... yeah, sorry, I had High Jump Kick, Drain Punch, Acro, Swords Dance. So, you know, I should have clicked it. In hindsight, that would have been the play, because I would have just killed. But it's fine. Hawlucha wasn't guaranteed to sweep anyway, because it still probably was a roll, to be honest, to have even killed anyway. So I'm not too mad. From here, I do bring in Mega Blastoise, aka Grah. We're returning HBL Season 2 Mega. #bless. And I go for a sort of a risky play. Well, not really risky, but Quinn's probably gonna bitch and say it was a stunt. But I didn't actually have Focus Blast in the set. I had Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, Rapid Spin, and Water Pulse. So Dark Pulse was my best option to actually hit this thing, because it was gonna do just as much as Ice Beam would have done. So I figured, you know, if I'm gonna have an option of hitting both mons neutrally, or hitting Zam for super effective and hitting Ferrothorn for neutral, I'm gonna click Dark Pulse. So I'm betting you in Quinn's head, though, he was thinking, you know, Focus Blast, not shit, Aura Sphere. Now I remember. Okay, so in his head, I bet he was thinking Aura Sphere because of that, but I went for Dark Pulse, as that is my best thing to hit the Ferrothorn, and it still hit the Zam really well. So Quinn sacking it off was sort of like a fuck no, it wasn't gonna happen. So I go for the Dark Pulse here, and I thought that was gonna actually kill, and I was really surprised. This thing's probably some decent Spadef because it actually lived a hit, and I did not really expect it to have lived a hit, so that surprised me for sure. But, I mean, hey, it's whatever. So, I end up still winning regardless. And shoutouts to me because, as I said, I beat Quinn. I avenged all of us who have lost to Quinn. I will never let this tyrant beat me again. Because unless he brings Mega Lop, then I can't control shit. That's 100% why I brought a Lele team, actually. Because I was not dealing with no Mega Lop bullshit from Quinn. Because I figured he was going to bring it. But, you know, my team paid off really well. Shoutouts to Heatran. He did getting the MVP this match against Quinn's team. But, you know, sucks Quinn lost. He says he lost from team preview. I say I lost because I actually have skill. And for anyone who's actually bitching in the comment section, I'm going too hard on Quinn. Quinn's my boy. He knows I'm fucking with him. But I guarantee you it's only Quinn typing that anyway, because Quinn's probably going to be my only commenter on this vid. But speaking of this vid, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like down below. I'll see you guys next week when I have another Wi-Fi battle. Until then, it's been your boy AAron2420. I'm signing out. Peace out!